Hello, everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Bricks. And for those who already do know me, welcome back. Today, we're in my home, where I'm going to share the list of clothing that I will be taking with me on my upcoming AT through hike. Before I talk about my clothing, though, let's talk about fear. In backpacking, we tend to pack our fears. Some may have a fear of getting wet, some a fear of getting cold, some have a fear of hiker funk so bad that we smell ourselves. All of these fears we have may manifest themselves in our pack weight, typically in the form of the types of clothes we pack or how much of these clothes we bring. Of course, I don't want to be cold, and I definitely don't want to be cold and wet. But I have accepted that there will be days when I will be cold and I will be wet. It's unavoidable. I've also accepted a long time ago that I'm going to stink during my through hike. But then again, so does everyone when they've backpacked for days on end in the same clothes and without a shower. Having accepted these things, I've chosen my clothing to be functional so that I am most prepared for the cold weather when I start out and the wet weather which surely will come. That being said, let's take a look at the clothing I will be wearing or carrying during my AT through hike. My clothing consists of the clothes that I will be wearing and additional clothes that I will be carrying with me. The additional clothes that I will be carrying consists of my cold weather clothing, camp clothes, and my wet weather gear. First up, I'd like to share what I will be wearing. On an average day, especially during the warmer months, I will wear this REI Active Pursuits t-shirt. It weighs 5 ounces and is polyester to help wick away sweat and dry quickly. I will also wear these Vuori running shorts that I also bought from REI. My favorite things about these shorts are the polyester boxer brief lining that wicks moisture and dries quickly, the same as my t-shirt. My socks are merino wool by Darn Tough. I prefer ankle socks, and I definitely prefer merino wool for its moisture wicking abilities, its ability to dry quickly, and its ability to help fight odor. I will not be wearing hiking boots, but trail runners instead. My trail runners are Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s. These are zero drop shoes, which means the sole is not raised at the heel so that the pad and the heel of my foot are level when standing. This results in a more natural feel when walking, similar to being barefoot. I also love the wide toe box, which means my toes have room to spread out, similar to being barefoot as well. And I absolutely love how I can feel roots and rocks through the sole. I've talked to some who don't like this about the soles, but it really helps me feel obstacles as I walk over them so that I can be sure to have good footing. I hope this helps reduce trips and falls. Now, let's start to take a look at my cold weather gear. If the weather is colder, I will swap out my shorts for these hiking pants from Cool. The legs zip off into shorts so that I can still keep cool on those days when the weather warms after a cold morning or after I've heated up from hiking. These pants fit great now, but I will undoubtedly lose weight during my through hike. So I'm also bringing along this belt made by Arcade. The nice thing about the belt is that it can serve multiple functions. It can be used as a strap to secure things to my pack if necessary, or it could even be used as a tourniquet or as a tie to secure splints if it's ever needed for first aid. Hopefully that won't be necessary, but you never know. I will also put on my mid-layer fleece from Patagonia if it's truly cold while hiking. This fleece has been with me since my days in the Army. It deployed with me multiple times to Iraq, and there is no way I would go off on this adventure without it. There may be a more functional mid-layer out there, but this is the only one I would consider. Call me sentimental, but this fleece and I have been through too much together for me to leave it at home. I also have a Smart Wool 150 merino wool beanie and a merino wool buff neck gaiter to round out my cold weather gear. My gloves are from Outdoor Research. What I like about them is they have pads on the fingers so that I can still use my touchscreen on my iPhone while I'm wearing them. They also have a convenient zipper compartment to store a pair of glove shells if I ever need them for extra warmth through layering. The rest of my cold weather gear will be used primarily while in camp. At the end of a day of hiking, I will be sweaty from hiking or possibly wet from rain. Once I've completed my chores of setting up my shelter and sleep system, I'll want to change into something dry and warm. So let's move on to my camp clothes. In warm weather, I will wear this green t-shirt and shorts while in camp. I will also plan to sleep in this outfit in the warmer months. Both are from REI and are polyester blends that wick moisture and dry fast. In a pinch, this outfit can also be switched out with my regular hiking clothes. My camp socks are my second pair of darn tough merino wool socks. My camp shoes are Xero Z-Trail EV sandals that I can wear with or without socks. These sandals weigh only 10.8 ounces for the pair. These will also double as my water crossing shoes. If it is cold while in camp, I will change into my base layer shirt and pants. Both are Smart Wool 150 clothing items. The 150 means that they each weigh 150 grams or 5.3 ounces each. If it is extra cold or wet in camp, I will put on my wet weather gear as an extra layer of protection. I also have my REI 650 Down Puffy. This compresses really well and only weighs 11 ounces and it's super warm. If needed, I will add my beanie and neck gaiter for added warmth. Since I'm starting at the end of February, temperatures can still be below freezing in some areas. So it's important to me that I have these winter items with me until it warms up. Once I see temperatures averaging above 40 degrees in the evening, though, I will plan to send the bulk of my cold weather clothing home and keep only my buff, my gloves without the shells, but of course I'll also keep my trusty Patagonia fleece. Now I'll go over my wet weather gear. My wet weather gear is my Z-Packs Virtus wet weather pants and jacket. I like the jacket because its pit zips help me stay cool, and the elastic ties at the wrist are really convenient to help prevent water from getting up my sleeves. Also, as mentioned earlier, these give me an option for an extra layer for warmth if needed. Finally, I'll be taking along 3 extra items. The first are my gaiters for my shoes, which are also from Altra. They work seamlessly with my Altra Trail Runners by clipping onto the front and Velcroing to the back. These are primarily for if I'm walking through snow, but they are also meant to help keep dirt and debris out of my shoes. But I'm not too concerned about dirt and debris. I will probably send these home with the rest of my cold weather gear when that time comes. The second extra clothing item that I'm bringing with me are my Black Diamond Blitz micro spikes. These are the lightest micro spikes I could find at 3.2 ounces. These are specifically for if I encounter slick snow or ice, and will also be sent home with the rest of my cold weather gear when I'm confident that the risk of snow and ice has passed. The final extra clothing item that I am carrying is an extra pair of darn tough wool socks, for a total of 3 pairs of socks that I'm bringing with me. I learned a long time ago in the Army that taking care of your feet is a priority, so I always want to make sure that I have the opportunity to have dry feet. An added benefit of an extra pair of socks is insulation for my water bottle and water filter during freezing temperature. By placing my water bottle and filter inside of a sock, it helps provide a layer of insulation while I'm hiking or sleeping to prevent my water or filter from freezing. In total, the extra clothing items that I'm bringing, consisting of my winter gear, cold weather gear, and camp clothes, weighs 6 pounds, 3 ounces, and makes up 32% of my total base weight. Once the colder days have passed, though, I will send my cold weather gear home, and then my base weight should drop by at least 2 pounds. So what clothing do you carry with you while backpacking? Feel free to leave a comment below and share what you use. We're all learning from each other, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and learn what it is that you may use yourself. If you missed my video where I shared my big 3 items, please give it a look. The link should appear about right here. I've also placed a link in the description. I will reveal the rest of my essential equipment and luxury items in a future episode coming very soon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and hit the notifications button. My thru hike is only a couple weeks away, and I'm glad to have you following my journey. Thanks for watching. I'm Briggs.